And we live. Willem, again, thank you so much for joining us here tonight for this interview series. I think we should just get straight into it. For the delegates and our audience that have never met you before, could you give us a background into your journey and your experiences that have led you to this point in your career?
Thanks, Connor, and thanks for having me tonight. So that's an interesting story. I'm a firm believer that all of us are here because of our experiences in the past, and from when I was born, how I grew up, the school I attended, and my whole career all formed me, to be the person that I am today. So it's a very difficult question for me to answer in a very short sentence. But I think the most important thing for me in terms of my journey is that I've worked in a very structured corporate environment, and I'm currently working in a very unstructured, or shall I say less structured, more informal non-corporate environment. And so I think for me, that's been a very interesting experience, those two opposite ends of the spectrum, both of which have contributed hugely to my development as a professional and as a business person.
Yeah, sure. I have to ask, DoughGetters, can you please tell us the story behind this brand?
Yes, sure. So coming out of a corporate environment, I worked for a big audit firm, and when my partner and I came together and we started this journey, we were very clear about wanting to create a brand identity that is going to stand out and that's going to talk to the kind of business that we are. And so the last thing we wanted to do was to kind of put our names on the door and add the I and C at the back and say we are in a partnership. It was really about creating an entity that reflects the kind of people we are, the fact that we believe in being go-getters, and really chasing our dreams, and also putting out there a product and a service that we know speaks of quality and professionalism. And so we literally sat around a table, a couple of us, and we played word games. And part of our identity is the fact that we love using storytelling to engage with our community, whether it's our own people, whether it's our clients, whoever. And so part of the coming up with the name was the idea of breaking bread around the table. It's again that idea of engagement. And so the word dough has a double meaning in the fact that it could refer to money, which has some relevance in our business, but also to the whole idea of breaking bread or baking bread. And so in baking high quality bread, you need real good ingredients, you need a proper process, and you need a formula how to put all those together. So once you put all these things into a melting pot, together with the idea of go-getters, we thought that DoughGetters is a good representation of all of those ideas.
Brilliant, thank you. Moving into more of the tech side, could you go a bit deeper into what you guys are doing on that side of the business?
So when we started out, one of the things we were very clear about in how we want to do our business is that we wanted to go about it in a fully digital way, which means really that bricks and mortar does not really come into the equation, except for the fact that I need to sit in a physical structure, but it's my home. So we're not renting an office building. Our entire team work from remote places, whether it's their homes or other locations where they are able to connect to the internet. So that has initially proven to be quite a challenge, because we needed to find a way to harness all the resources, all the ideas, and doing the work so that our clients can still enjoy a beautiful service experience. And that's really how we got into the whole tech space. It led us down shall I say, somewhat of a rabbit hole, because there's so much out there that you can explore. And a big challenge for us was just to find the right apps, for example, to operate our business. But I think in summary, we're a digital business, and one of our passions is to help our clients become digital too.
Perfect. Have you Have you seen that tech mind shift or mindset shift in the accounting arena?
Most definitely, especially this year. So, I mean, our business has been in existence for over 4 years now. And initially, because the way we do it and the kind of tools we use is a lot of it is new, the way of doing business is somewhat unconventional. And so we've experienced a lot of pushback. Since lockdown, we have seen a significant surge in many businesses that previously might have pushed back, who have now decided, hey, it's time. Let's make the decision. It's now no longer a case of should I go to the cloud or shouldn't I? It's a case of when. So that's been an interesting development this last year.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's brilliant. I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit. Do you believe that there's any room for offline accounting firms in 2021?
Yeah, that's a good question. In 2021, yes. Unless something changes again, I think if we were to go into a second lockdown, which I sincerely hope is not the case, I do believe that space, which is already shrinking, is going to shrink at a significant faster rate. And so beyond 2021, I sincerely believe that there's going to be hardly any space for companies in our industry who does not want to go to the cloud. Unless, of course, you want to go and count coconuts in some remote village in Papua New Guinea. But I believe that space is really, really shrinking fast.
Let's move to the premium event. They have handpicked you as one of the 12 most impactful influencers in the entire profession. What is it that makes you so different? What is it that makes you stand out and be the best?
Sure, that's a difficult question. I think maybe you should ask the organizers of the event to maybe answer that question. But I can tell you what I'm looking forward to contribute. I think first of all, having interacted with the other speakers that's going to participate and the organizers, I'm clear about one thing, and that is our missions are very much aligned from a strategic perspective. And what is that? I think it's all about being in a position as an influencer to help not only our clients, but also our colleagues to have a more beautiful experience in the way they do business and the way they experience what they do on a day-to-day basis. So I really feel passionate about that, and that's part of our mission. I think the second aspect that I'm looking forward to is the whole idea around the fact that no one person can really claim to have a monopoly over knowledge and experience. And so that for me speaks to the generosity of everybody who's going to contribute in sharing knowledge. And again, providing practical, good advice that anybody can really implement, provided they make the decision to do it. And then I think the third thing that I'm looking forward to contribute is to really make a very strong call to action to all the participants that once they've attended, that I almost want them to feel somewhat uncomfortable if they were to say, I'm not going to go digital. So I think those are the top three things.
Perfect, thank you. At the event, you speaking all things tech, really. Without giving too much away, can you tell us how you've turned this topic into a how-to guide rather than a product push?
Yeah, so I've already somewhat alluded to the fact that there's so many apps out there, and anybody can be forgiven for making this all about the apps. And I think to a large extent that is important, because I do believe people want to know what are the best apps out there. And I'm not going to necessarily go out there and not emphasize apps. I will certainly emphasize a few apps because obviously I've got some of my own biases, but what I am going to do is I'm going to share some of my own philosophies in terms of approaching going digital. And what I will also reveal and offer are options. So while I may demonstrate how certain apps fit in together in order to achieve a certain objective, I will alongside offer solutions, or sorry, alternatives to some of the apps that I'm going to showcase. So I think once people attend the tech talk, they will get a good view of the landscape of what's potentially out there. And one of the points that I am making is that it could become a very overwhelming exercise by looking at all these apps. And so it's important to understand your process. But more importantly, again, speak to somebody who's done it before. There's many people out there that's more than willing to help and to assist practices going there.
Couldn't agree more. Willem, before you go, if you could pick one thing or one reason why accountants should attend the premium event, what would it be?
We are going to see a combination of minds that are going to come together, that's going to share their knowledge. Not just South Africans, but I think people from all over the world. And what's really beautiful about that is you know, we're not just getting one flavor. We're getting people from Great Britain, from Canada, from the US, from Australia, all bringing their diverse views to one place. And together with that, once we've gone through the content, there's going to be very specific time slots available where the participants can engage with those presenters. It's not just going to be one-way traffic, just dumping information all the way. There's going to be very specific opportunities to engage. And I think that's going to be, for me, one of the standout things to look out for.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Willem, that was brilliant. I really appreciate your time tonight. Thank you for everything.
Thanks to you too.
Cheers.